Today, we're going to be talking about expedition cruises. Not sure what they are or who they're good for? Stay tuned. Hi, y'all. I'm Jennifer, owner of Canopy of Stars Travel. And today we're going to be talking all about expedition cruises, who they're good for, what the activities and excursions are, as well as some tips and things you might want to consider. Now, if this is the kind of information you think you would enjoy, be sure to click the like, subscribe, and bell notification so you'll know when we get more information. Also, by clicking the like, it helps more people get information about our channel. What is an expedition cruise? An expedition cruise is a small ship cruise which interprets the location in a different way. These are more about the destination, the ship, and they have an emphasis on learning about the location, often from experts. But you don't have to give up luxury, because they can be done that way. They are a group travel style. Not that you have to book with a group, but everyone is there for the same reason. When you get on the ship, and sometimes before, you're part of a group, all interested in the same things, all wanting to learn the same things. So it is likely you're going to make lots of friends on this trip. They have a higher price point than ocean cruising, but they are a great value for your money. Are you wondering who expedition cruises are good for and if this might be a good fit for you? Well, expedition cruises are great for adventure seekers, wildlife enthusiasts, lifelong learners, people who like off the beaten path to explore, those who are environmentally conscious and support conservation efforts. Also, highly experienced travelers, people who have been to many destinations and are looking for new adventures. Expedition cruises are good for photographers, people who want an alternative experience, and those who travel intentionally. For example, if you've got a bucket list and you're working through it. They're good for active people who enjoy things like hiking and kayaking. Now, these are not cruises for young children. However, if you've got an inquisitive teen who's more interested in science or zoology than the Bachelorette or football, this might be a great trip for them. Let's talk about the ships. Typically, they're small. Think 200 instead of 2,000 passengers. And if you're going someplace cold, they'll have reinforced hulls to get them through the ice. Now, these aren't going to be your relaxing cruises. You won't be hanging around the pool drinking your margarita. Instead, you'll be getting off the ship as quick as possible in the morning to experience the location. The evenings, well, you won't spend time at casinos or parties and shows. Instead, there'll be lectures by scientists and naturalists. And often there will be briefings about the next day. Expedition cruises are often all-inclusive. That means meals, drink, excursions, and gratuities may be included in the cost of the expedition expense. There are even more inclusions if you want to go on an ultra-luxury cruise. These would provide door-to-door service. That means they'll pick you up in a limo and transport you to the airport, lounges during airport layovers, pre-cruise hotels and transfers to the ship, butler service upon arrival at the ship. They'll also give you backpacks and aluminum water bottles when you arrive at your destination. Many times, expedition cruises have specialists on board. Think naturalists, geologists, zoologists, and ornithologists. The experts will go with you on all the excursions as well as give lectures and provide other opportunities to learn about the plants and animals at your destinations. So let's talk about those amazing destinations. These expedition cruises go to all 7 continents: Antarctica, the Kimberley Coast in Australia, the Galapagos, Russia and the Far East, Africa and the Indian Ocean, and the South Pacific Islands are all included in their itineraries. Activities on the expedition cruises include many of the same ones as ocean cruising. They have salons and spas, multiple restaurants, fitness centers, pools, boutiques, and casinos. But as we said earlier, the destination, not the ship, is what stays in the spotlight. Expedition cruises do this through lectures and learning moments. After all, you're in a living laboratory. On an expedition cruise, you may have the opportunity to go zodiac cruising, hiking, kayaking, snorkeling, bike riding. You'll also be able to participate in cultural and sightseeing tours.
If you're cruising to the Antarctic and feeling incredibly daring, you may be able to participate in a polar plunge. Yep, you heard me right. If the conditions are correct, the captain will allow the passengers who want to jump into the water. What do you need to pack for an expedition cruise? Well, packing for these is often very different from regular cruises. Clothing is dictated by the location and is usually much more casual. For evening meals, you can wear what you might wear on a nice meal out. Think country club casual. If you're going someplace really cold, think simple, practical layers when you're packing. Now, these cold weather expedition cruises will call for more specialized gear, but don't worry, we'll make sure you know what you need to have before you go. There are some things you need to consider when choosing to book an expedition cruise. First of all, don't book an expedition cruise if you're looking for total relaxation. These trips are usually characterized by getting up early, getting off the boat early, and discovering something new. The second thing is getting in and out of Zodiacs, the transport boat, requires some mobility and balance. You'll also need to have realistic expectations. The crew is going to guide you to whales, polar bears, penguins, but they can't guarantee you're going to see them. They are wild animals after all. The one exception is the Galapagos. You will see all of the animals if you go there. Here are some tips for your expedition cruise. First, spend some time getting to know your fellow passengers and the experts on board. They're going to have similar likes and interests as you. Be ready to disconnect. Many remote locations don't have internet, and this may very well turn out to be your very favorite part of the trip. Next, go with the flow. It's an adventure after all, and itineraries can change based on what's going on. A pod of whales shows up. Let's go check it out. Remember, you're on an adventure.
So what do you think? Does an expedition cruise sound right for you? Drop it in the comments. And even more, I'd love to know, would you be willing to do that polar plunge? I don't know if I would. I'd have to be really brave that day. If all of this has inspired you to go on an expedition cruise or anywhere else in the world, Canopy of Stars would love to help you plan your next trip. You can schedule your complimentary vacation consultation by clicking on the link below. Until then, we wish you well. We wish you safe and happy travels, and we can't wait to see you under a canopy of stars.